What causes sexual addiction? You really want to know, and you're really curious to know all about sex addiction. Sit still, don't go anywhere, don't move, don't even change the channel. Stay on YouTube. Israel once again from Egypt's Cosmetics, hoping that you stay tuned to my beauty tips today. What causes sexual addiction? Sexual addiction, and first of all, what is sexual addiction? Sexual addiction is an addiction that usually it's a habit. It's a habit. Remember, an addiction comes from habits. It comes from habits, and you find that people who are having bad habits, a bad habit, but how do you know something is bad? I honestly don't believe in bad habits. I don't believe in bad habits, because what is a bad habit to you could be a good habit to me. If say you are addicted into eating sugar and sugary stuff, then you find that for me, my body, the other body now is deficient to sugars. Then that person is maybe iron deficient, and he needs too much sugar, or low sugar blood level, low blood sugar level, and all that kind of stuff. So what is good to you might be good to the other person. What you are addicted to could be what the other person needs in abundance. So I don't believe in bad habits. I just believe in habits. Habits. Before someone gets addicted in a habit, when you create a habit, it usually takes 21 days. 21 days in a human's life, in a human being's life, in order to create a habit. It takes 21 days, and now within those 21 days, you have to make sure that before the 21 days, if you see the habit is growing, it's a routine is growing, you need to break it before 21 days. After 21 days, it's likely to become a habit. Now, I mentioned in one of my other videos that human beings are made of habits. It's a habit. Our personalities, our characteristics, and our behaviors are habits. You wake up every morning, you go to work, come back, make lunch, make dinner, sleep, wake up in the morning, same time, go to work, take a taxi or drive your car, go to work, go to work, sit on your desk, and you want your monitor to be where you want it, and you want your icons on the desktop to be where you want them. When they move, you get so upset and agitated. When someone moves that ashtray from where it's supposed to be, you get so disturbed. When you come back, or you get back, where you park your car, your parking should be your parking bay is number 6, and you want it at number 6. If you find someone there, you get so agitated, and you get so upset, and the whole day is ruined. And so when we are made of habits. It's habits that characterize us. It's habits that personalize us. So you find that since we are made of habits, you find that when it's very easy like this to pick a habit. When you start, I usually avoid eating biscuits. But I used to have a weakness of biscuits until God saved me, and I was delivered from sweets and biscuits. But I used to love biscuits, and I used to have a weakness of biscuits. When I start something, and I'm a person who makes a routine. I'm a person who moves with routines. Like I said, human beings, it's routines that make us. It's character. Our characteristics are made of habits. So when I see something, I'm repeatedly doing it. After 2 weeks, every couple of weeks, which is 14 days. If I look at it and it's unhealthy, I usually break it soon before we even get anywhere. I break it because it's gonna become an addiction. So sexual addiction, where does sexual addiction come from? Now we've known how human psychology is, how humans think. We are people who are likely to get addicted because we're made of habits. So now, where does sexual addiction comes from? Kids, I usually refer to teenagers, because when a child turns 12, 13, that's the time when they discover things. They discover pornography, they discover all kind of sexual stuff. Their bodies are changing, their bodies are transforming. So then you find that a child is exposed to sex through that manner. Our forefathers boys themselves used to be virgins, because there was no social media, there was no kinds of gadgets, no phone, cell phones, no internet. no internet, no images of nakedness, no naked. Girls used to walk with breasts outside, and boys never even worried to see. They never even worried to know what a vagina. They were not curious what a vagina was. So you find that with the technology today, you find that kids are exposed to these scenes, these images at a very young stage. At the age of 11, 13, 12, 9, 10, they're exposed to these scenes. And then you find that the child becomes hyperactive at the age of 15, very active, masturbating and doing all that kind of stuff. Then he starts having sex at the age of 16. He's been masturbating every day. Now he wants the real thing. He wants to go for it. 16. As soon as he gets his identity card, he gets his ID, then he thinks he's an adult. Then, because now they can allow him in bars, they can allow him. So therefore, he kind of thinks he's an adult. Then he starts going live at the age of 16 because he thinks he's big. But then you find that usually kids are exposed to these things, and then they end up abusing themselves. They end up getting molesting. Their brains end up being brainwashed, and they end up sexually addicted, because sexual addiction derives from such behaviors of pornography, exposing yourself to adult stuff, adult worlds and adult stuff. That's what internet is exposing to. So you find that sexual addiction derives from there.
Is your hairstylist telling you the whole truth about hair growing secrets and maintenance? In fact, Injib's hair product is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Injib's product maintains weaves, Brazilian and human hair extensions. Is your wedding coming soon but your hairline is a total mess? What kind of a party, event or function are you soon attending? Injib's product is the real deal when it comes to restoring damaged hairline. Find Injib's products at New Look Cosmetics in Epping Industrial, Cape Town, where they supply a variety of wholesale hair products. Find Injib's products at Jabula Cosmetics in the Golden Acre, Cape Town. Find Injib's products at A to Z Amani Cosmetics in Mowbray, Cape Town. Don't forget your Injib's products for your next hairdo. Remember, Injib's hair product is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Sexual addiction also derives from when a child has been verbally, physically, sexually abused or abused in their childhood, molested and all that kind of stuff. Old people, even fathers themselves, are molesting their own daughters. Fathers are molesting daughters. You find that kids are being molested. Young girls, 3 years old, 2 years old, 4 years old, the child is being molested. Now imagine a child who has gone through such a trauma, the child who's got such a background. Imagine what that child will be when they grow up, what that child will be. I've got a video about sexual confidence. How to boost, how to bring back your sexual confidence back if you're a woman, how to bring it back even with guys. So you find that a girl grows up not having confidence about her body, hating her body, and not being confident while having sex, not being confident when a guy is around when a guy touches her, she's not confident. She's not confident, she's not happy, she feels violated, she hates it. So you find that that's where addictions actually derive. Then you find such a girl picks behaviors when she reaches the age of 20. She picks the behaviors of selling her body. So people abused me, and then I was sexually abused, sexually molested, and they used to take that away for free. They took it away. They took it away from me. They took away my virginity. They took away all that I have. They took away my insanity. They took away my respect. They took away my privacy. They took it all away from me. So therefore, the girl tends to start going out there to make money with it, make money from it, to start gaining out of it. They've been taking from me for years. Now it's time I get back. Now, because she needs, though, right now what she needs is money. She starts getting back in form of money. She rather makes money out of that sanity that was taken. She rather makes money and make those men pay, make those big men pay. That's why you see, usually prostitutes usually don't have, they don't sell their body. They don't find it pleasure selling their bodies to youngsters or to their own age. They usually sell to sugar daddies, they usually sell to married men, they usually sleep with men who are politicians and all that kind of stuff. Big CEOs and big men, because these are the same men who stole their dignity away from them. Dignity was taken away from them, respect was taken away from them. So you find that she has to go back and make that man pay. You're not just gonna take it away from me. I'm gonna make you pay. Therefore, that's where you find now she goes out there and come back with money. She goes out there and come back with big money. If you don't have money, she won't sleep with you. If you don't have money, if you got nothing to give back, she won't sleep with you. So usually you find that such behavior, such addiction, sexual addiction, derive from being abused, being hurt, being damaged. Then you find that a girl doesn't respect the word sex. Sex is a business. It's a business. It's a means of making money. It's a means of making money. They've been taking it away from me for years. So now you find a single mother. She falls pregnant over there in that life she falls pregnant. Then she ends up with a child, a girl. She ends up with a girl. She's a single mother. She doesn't respect men. She doesn't want men. And sometimes even she doesn't know who the father is to that child. So she's training a child. She's training her child, her daughter. She's training her to be independent. There's nothing wrong with an independent child, but they train the child to be independent, not to respect men, to do it on your own, never lean on anybody. Men are just taking. They just take us. They just come to take. So she's still bringing up the fact that men took her dignity when she was a child herself. So she's installing fear in this child. She's installing fear. She's not actually, to her it seems as if she's protecting the child. But she's not protecting the child. She's not protecting the child. She's installing fear. She's installing fear in this child. So you find that most of these things actually, they end up creating sexual addictions.
Just read it some.
Even a way it's so.
I can't, I like to.
Play around with it. Sexual addictions. You find that someone loses everything. You find that someone now money doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. Simply because that's where the source of the damage is. They never go back to actually cultivate and deal with those issues. Deal with the issues. You find that the men who molested her even died away They died long time ago. They died. She's got nowhere to find answers. She's not no one to give answers, because these people usually you need to go back into your past and dig into your past. It's usually also very important to go to where it happened. Go to that scene. Go to that house. If people live there, if this house was sold, go and knock and ask people, this is where I used to live. This is where I used to live. This used to be my home. I was born in this house. Can I please come inside? Can I come inside and get that closure? Go back to that place. Go back to that place and cry and digest, cultivate through those issues. People always avoid going back. People always keep themselves busy with so much noise. Friends all the time. Everywhere you go, you've got company. Everywhere you are, there's earphones in your head. Everywhere you go, there's loud music. There's clubbing, and then it's work. There's colleagues. You never shut down everything. You never turn off the TV. You never turn off that phone and be alone and think. People are avoiding that moment where they meditate and be alone. They say a lot of voices are talking in my head. I don't like that. I don't like being quiet. There's too much stuff that's talking. So, but you need to go back and cultivate. Go back and dig where you went wrong, where things happened. It's not your fault. I understand it's not your fault, but then whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Psychologists, they usually tell people who they actually offer services, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. But then if you don't help someone to take responsibility, they will always blame someone else. They will always have someone to blame. They will always blame the devil. They will always blame the stepfather. They will always blame the community. They will always blame the government. They will always blame the education. They will always blame poverty. They will blame something. They will blame the rich people that they took money. If I wasn't poor, I wouldn't have been here. Take psychologists, I'm telling you, train your patients, train your patients to take responsibility, to be responsible. They have to take responsibility. Unless you blame yourself for something, unless you blame yourself and take responsibility. Taking responsibility is the number one step to healing. Not blaming someone. Now you're telling the patient it's not your fault. Don't think it's your fault. Then whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? And when the person be responsible? But then again, I understand psychologist is all about a profession. It's all about saying what the patient wants to hear, so you can make money, so they can pay. So that I understand. But then at the same time, you're not actually empowering these people. You're not building souls. You're breaking them more and more. They pay for sessions and then you let them go, and then they're in deeper ditches than before. So people need to know that sexual addiction derives from the experience, life experience that you go through, things that you face in life, things that you've gone through in life, and then there are ways of dealing with the sex addiction. Sex addiction, you need to go back and cultivate. Go back, look into yourself. Like I said, switch off everything. Learn to meditate. Learn to meditate. Meditating is being quiet by yourself and shut out everything, shut out everyone, shut out everyone around you, and listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. If you have to listen to all those voices, go through it like a detoxing, someone who's detoxing substances out of their body. Go through it. It's gonna hurt for a few months, but then it's gonna help you heal. It will help you recover out of things that are tormenting you. You need to, people say, I'm hearing voices, I can't stand it. You need to cultivate through these things. You need to get to a stage whereby you know now what voice is speaking, what voice is talking. What voice right now is talking. You need to distinguish. People don't know, people cannot distinguish voices. They cannot differentiate what voice is speaking, whether it's God talking, whether it's the devil talking, whether it's me talking. They hear noises. They say, we hear noises. I hear a lot of noise. It's because you never, let me ask you, how do you know when your father is in a crowd or your mother is in a crowd talking with friends very loud, she's in a crowd, and then you are outside? You will always recognize your mother's voice. If she's among shouting in the crowd, you will always define your mother's voice. How? It's because you've spent time with her. You know her. You've been with her. You're always with her. You spend quality time with her. Now, you will never know what voice is speaking among those voices that are talking in your head. You will never, if you do not spend time with yourself and learn to distinguish. When you spend time with yourself, you will start learning to distinguish which voice is talking. Voice, it's not even voices. Those are not voices. Those are, it's the information on the back of your mind.
Is your hairline damaged from all the chemicals applied? Do you braid your hair too tight? Are you wearing a wig every day? Injibs Cosmetics hair care range is the answer. Injibs range restores your hairline, moisturizing hair while giving it back its shine and elasticity. Injibs hair care range has a variety of products including hair food, weave and braid stays, shampoos and many more. Find Injibs at your nearest cosmetic store at an affordable price. Restore your hair back to its natural condition today. When it comes to a woman who cherishes her beauty, a little bit of attention takes her a long way. Looking elegant, beautiful and stylish puts that puzzle together, but there's that one piece missing, and only to realize that Injibs is the answer. Answer.
It's you yourself. You are always your own enemy. There's no other enemy out there. The devil is not your enemy. The government is not your enemy. The society is not your enemy. No one is haunting you. Nobody is looking for you to kill you. Nobody is against you. No one. You are always your own enemy. You are your own enemy. The voices you hear in your head, it's you. It's you talking. It's you talking. And then there is hormones are raging. You've got different kinds of moods. And then ideas, the ideas you hear. I usually tell people, watch out the information that you feed on. Information that you feed on, the things you see on TV, the things you hear, the things you watch, the things that you feed on. Information that you feed on. You see, you watch news, you watch killing scenes, you watch kids are being raped, you watch the war, then you watch five movies a day. You watch 5 movies a day. One movie is an action movie. Action movie where they're busy shooting with AK-47s with big guns. People are shooting, killing. That is killing. Then after that, then you watch a horror movie. You watch a horror movie whereby the ghosts are coming and tormenting someone. You see, all that stuff that you're watching, you're taking in spirits. You are taking in spirits and voices. You are not aware, but you're actually absorbing spirits. So then you're absorbing information. And remember, piece of information is valuable. Piece of information is gold, it's diamond. Information. That's why you hear even in movies and soaps, they always like, can you find something? Those who are beefing one another, they're like, find dirt on him. Everybody's got some dirt. Find dirt on him. Information is very important. So the information that you feed on after a horror video, after a horror movie of vampires and they are feeding on each other, munching on each other. After vampire, then you watch a porn. You watch a porn. That one is on its own. You watch a porn, you masturbate, everything is out. Then after you're done, then you watch a fourth one. You go watch a fourth one. A fourth one is where kids are being raped. It's a love story, but then the father married, and then the father started raping the child, and then the child was molested, and the child ends up being sobered, and then the child ends up killing the boyfriend, and so everyone is killing each other. So all the videos that you watch, all the movies that you watch, all the information that you're pumping in your head is information filled with weird negative stuff. How do you expect you to turn out to be? Those are the voices that you're going to hear. That is the same information that is going to recycle here at the back of your mind when you go to bed. Then you wake up and say you're hearing voices. It's not voices. It's the information, it's the voices that you let into your ears. Nobody's tormenting you. No demons are, there's nothing like demons tormenting you. It's the information that you let in that is confusing your capacity and your brain. Now you do not know which one is right and which one is wrong. You're all confused simply because too much information that you're putting on your hard drive, which is your brain, is becoming virus. Some of it is multifunctioning, some of it is over processing, and now your whole brain is filled with confusion. So if you want to see more of these videos to teach you about sexual matters, go ahead and subscribe there at the bottom, and also touch the bell button next to it to receive a notification to every awesome video that I upload to YouTube just for you. Share this video if you love it. Share it with your friends. If you've got buddies, cousins, family members who would love to learn out of this information, make sure you share it. Share it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Share it on Tumblr, share it everywhere so people can hear about these things. Israel once again from Egypt's Cosmetics, hoping that you stay tuned to my beauty tips today.